Okay, all right, boys. I'm sorry. We are all gonna watch 3. You guys have picked 3. It is decided. 3, 2, 1. Zefranc. Now, chat. Do you guys want to learn about how a species gets a name, or do you want to learn about a parasitic wasp? Okay, wasp. Bet. All right, boys, lock in. Here we go.
This right here is Nancy. She's the cockroach.
No way.
And you'll notice that Nancy is in a bit of a kerfuffle with this jewel wasp.
What is... Oh! Wappa! Chat, tell me that wouldn't be the sickest Mortal Kombat finisher in history. It's just... Wait, here. Ching, fushing, wappa! Alright, continue. I like.
Now, normally, I'd say there's 2 sides to any argument. But in this case, I think Nancy's very much in the right. And
dude, cockroaches?
Why. You know, that's not...
Oh my god! When she says her first time...
Across a dead cockroach and said, come on, I'll climb inside, you take a picture. It'll be hilarious.
Why did Jeff Dahmer... What is how? It's like an alien.
That's a wasp that just finished eating its way out.
Guys, I'm not hungry anymore. What do we do?
Out of the cockroach's body. So if it seems like Nancy is overreacting a bit, she's not. Because that wasp wants to lay...
Who in the chat typed it's a sleeping bag? Oh my god.
Her body.
I can't watch this video, bro.
Isolated case either.
I can't even watch this video,
bro. Sneak up on Gary the fruit fly.
Why has he got his nuts folded up like that?
He's not having it. Sus. It turns out that the majority...
Did he just call it sus?
You should
majority
stay
of
hungry
wasps
for your
do some
fish
things
anyway.
that, well, wouldn't be considered polite.
Filian must eat those bugs. Chat, do you guys want me to eat parasitic wasps and get tapeworms? If that's what you want for your streamer, I would consider it. But I would hope that you would reconsider your choices of words.
It's not because they're bad. They just think parenting sucks. I know what you're going to say. What about the ones that build the yurts with the little hexagon cubbies? Come on, they're good parents. They feed...
Chat, I hate these nerds. All my homies hate these nerds. L wasp hornet frickum.
Their babies keep them warm until they're ready to hatch. Well, it turns out that those types of wasps are very much a minority. For most wasps, the idea of feeding a baby is ridiculous.
Show yourself,
just
coward!
put your baby where the food is, like inside this mealy bag.
Show yourself!
And then go off and live your best wasp life. I'm telling you, the lengths they go to avoid parenting. I mean, they get creative.
These things are they're literally just trypophobia simulator.
Whenever.
Like, take these
There's
gall
holes
wasps,
in
for
everything.
example. You might have come across a gall before, maybe hanging off a leaf like a dingleberry. Well, if you look inside
I've seen
some of
those.
these galls, what you're going to find is a wasp.
I used to think they were berries and I tried to eat them. And my teacher said, Filian, you getting... Anyway.
Baby. And that's because when a gall wasp...
I had a diverse diet.
It slips in a little cocktail that manipulates the plant into growing these little structures. While the rest of us are building houses out of wood, the gall wasp...
They 3D scanned a fly testicle.
...is like, well, wood comes from trees, have the tree build the house. And what's even better is the babies are vegetarians, hippies, so they can...
Is this a try not to learn stream?
Live in the house and eat it.
Chat, why do you learn something so far?
However, there's another sort of wasp that saw this
what is this?
situation and thought, this is something
Chat,
I can work with.
what did you guys pick, man? What is this?
These wasps do is they lay their eggs inside the gall so that their very non-vegetarian babies can eat the gall wasp larvae. It's devious. Now, the reason that they can drill into these galls is because they have some
His eyes spicing.
good equipment.
What
on
a
the back of the, just make
She a baddie.
On the back of this
She's
wasp,
shaking her
you can see
fatty.
that black
Yeah.
thing sticking out. It looks like a stinger, but it's not. It's an ovipositor.
Chat, I want to grab it and tug on it.
Baby insertion tube. These ovipositors are often coiled inside the body, or
Wait, is that their pee-pee? Chat, I want to grab it and tug on it.
Sheath when they're not being used.
A protective
Did you
sheath,
see
yes.
that? That's like an epic major flinch. What? Yeah, thought so. When it's baby laying time, that sheath will retract.
Oh my god!
Revealing
Chat, it's Drake.
that skinny little needle-like thing there. And you can see that the sheath is sometimes used as a guide to give it a little extra stability. But of course you need more than just an ordinary needle to put your baby noodle into some wood. If you look close, it's not...
They're freaking trees!
One long skinny thing.
How's a Pop-Tart? I'm gonna vomit.
But most often 3.
I won't sleep
three
tonight, I
parts
know.
are held together with a sort of tongue-in-groove situation. And that means that the parts can slide and move independently of one another. As for the tippy tips, these parts of the ovipositor can look like little saws with serrated
Chat, if your pee-pee looks like a saw, chat, you should just change teams.
edges. And that's because they are. Here, you can see them slide back and forth. Looks like the hands of a villain who's about to be greedy.
Nope.
By changing which edge of their little saw leads the push, they can either go straight like a knife through butter, or take a little turn. Sometimes metals like zinc are incorporated into these little tips.
What
Give
the
them a little
frick?
extra oomph.
They got nickels in their tips.
Look at this little one. Name's Rosemary. You know what she
Rosemary?
just went and did? She drilled
What?
right through the plastic of a petri dish. Apparently.
Why is she humping a petri dish?
Rose.
This feels illegal. What am I
What she's
watching?
parasitizing. Could be nothing
What
at
am I
all.
watching?
Because that egg's not coming home. And there it is. See that little glob? That's an egg
Ooh.
she had to squeeze through that skinny tube.
How does the egg fit through that? How is that possible? The effing child inside must look like a... I picked the wrong career.
But of course, these wasps are trying to lay their egg on a host larva that they can't see and is inside wood. And they're essentially doing
What
it with
is this, chat? Is this the mog
Is this why
pose?
she wants
their
sand?
ass.
Yes.
But they can do it because their ovipositors seem to have sensory organs on them. You can see this one bending up when it senses carbon
What?
dioxide.
What?
Which is something that a larva is going to give off.
What?
And listen, you need yourself a good probe like that. Take Maddie here. Sorry, Madeline. She hates it when I call her
Did you name a fly? Don't give it a name, bro. Come on, bro. Like,
When she finds
Bro,
a beetle
like-
larva, the first thing she does is inject it with a paralyzing venom. But then, before she lays her eggs,
She
does a
trained
good
a
amount of
bug.
butt probing. Like with her butt, not...
What?
You know what I'm saying. What she's doing is sniffing around to make sure that no one else got here first. I mean, you want your baby to eat that baby in peace. I mean, she might not be the best parent, but she still doesn't want her parasitic larvae being parasitized. For one, it's friggin' embarrassing.
who types smash?
Oh, here comes the egg. It's crazy.
Whoa!
It's a friggin' miracle is what it is. It's passing a kidney stone the size of a bowling ball. Looks like a birthday clown blowing up the long balloon.
True.
After the
Chat, will it sausage?
egg process, wasps have some pretty creative ways of protecting their babies. For example, this caterpillar here is basically babysitting a bunch of wasp pupae.
Why?
It's like the most f***ed up version of that scenario.
Why is this caterpillar hitting the Darude sandstorm on top of an egg sac?
You can imagine. Let me explain.
What is happening?
Some wasps are into caterpillars, literally.
What?
But I get it, they're juicy.
Jesus
If I was
Christ!
a wasp, I wouldn't be dry humping wood, I'd be sticking one of these. A
Yo!
bit of a challenge. God damn, just stay still. But you go for the
Nature's
big ones, it can
jelly
be like a
beans?
full-on rodeo. And some of these caterpillars have defenses.
Guys,
like
I'm so
spitting poisonous
traumatized, I
regurgitant.
can't.
Basically puke. You don't want to
What am I
This
watching?
wasp stumbling around after an encounter.
Oh my god, the PNC took this guy's life.
That's right, you gotta wipe it all off.
What the
When
frick?
this wasp finally inserts its eggs into the caterpillar's
Yeah,
body, it also infects the caterpillar with a virus. It's a virus that has a symbiotic relationship with
This bro's giving everyone HIV.
this sort of wasp. They all have it, but they don't get
It's
hurt
P.
by
Diddy?
it. But once in the caterpillar, it goes to work. The virus slows down the caterpillar's
Okay.
development, which give the wasp babies time to grow.
It makes
These
them
larvae
midgets.
have evolved to eat around the vital stuff, which keeps the caterpillar alive. Even after they emerge
my
from its
God.
body and start to spin a cocoon,
Oh my
inside
God.
which they'll pupate. And
Oh
that
my
virus
God.
seems to modify the caterpillar's behavior to protect those pupae.
The caterpillar hacks this wasp hacks the caterpillar.
Some Stockholm syndrome.
They're like, I'm in.
Right there.
What
Here,
the
with
frick?
a different species, you can see that guarding behavior in action. This one's protecting wasp babies that just came out of its body
What
from
is
a
that?
hyperparasitoid.
What
a
is
wasp that specializes in parasitizing other parasitoid wasps.
What?
If you're wondering, there's a hyperparasitoid.
How
And
many
there's other
levels
wasps
deep
that control
are
the
we?
behavior of their host. Remember that wasp with the cockroach at the beginning?
She
They can
got
get something right
suplexed.
into that cockroach
Jesus
brain. Makes it
Christ.
docile. Like a pet, they just lead back to the lair.
What the
Can we
frick?
keep it? Oh, don't worry, we're gonna keep it. And then, remember those gall wasps?
Oh,
vegetarian ones that
God.
eat their way out of the plant tissue.
She got
Well,
mind
there's another
controlled.
wasp that lays
They
its eggs
cast a
inside
suggestion
those
on her.
larvae and modifies their behavior. So when it would normally be time to tunnel out of that gall and fly away, they just make this tiny little hole and then block it with their own head.
Okay.
And I think at this point you know the drill.
What?
The parasitoid larvae eats through the body of the gall wasp and emerges through its
Oh,
head.
God.
The horror of
Oh,
unspeakable.
frick.
You might have noticed that a lot of these wasps are quite small. The big parasitoids, they get all the attention, like the tarantula hawk or the bee wolf. I mean, they do have the cool names. But look at this one. You know what it's climbing on? That's the leg of a
Praying
butterfly.
mantis.
But does it
Oh,
have
a
a cool name
butterfly.
like butterfly demon? No, it's trichogramma. Just rolls off the
Trichogramma?
tongue. Anyway, it's not the
That kinda
butterflies
sounds like
that
a
they're after.
Godzilla
They're
creature.
Just hitching a ride. I know what you're thinking. Lazy. Use your wings. I mean, many of these micro wasps
true.
do have wings, but
Why
one
don't
of
they
the
fly?
challenges of being this small is that they experience air almost as if it were a liquid.
Yeah?
For them, moving through the air is similar to a bumblebee trying to move through oil.
What?
Some of the smallest insects in the
Then
world
why do they
are
have
wasps.
wings?
Like really small. Like
what's the point of
smaller than
having wings?
Some amoebas small. And they figured
Amoeba
out how to
size?
scale all that shit down. Some of their muscles are just a single cell. They got
What?
rid of a bunch of nuclei in their neurons, but the parts.
Wait, they have one nucleus for a brain? Chat, they said last brain cell and they took it literally.
Are pretty much all there.
What
If
the
they had wings
frick?
at this size, they're basically feather
Actually,
dusters
last brain.
with all these
Chat, do not compare me to this.
little bristles that increase surface area without adding all the weight. So if you're a really small wasp and want to cover any distance, hitchhiking on a butterfly is not a bad idea. Especially if what you're after are butterfly eggs. In this
Butterfly
case,
egg?
it's the cabbage white butterfly, a
The
serious
cabbage white
agricultural
butterfly.
pest. And that's the thing about parasitoid wasps.
Dude, it's like tiny corn.
Front lines of controlling
What are
the
you
world's
watching?
insect
You guys
population.
picked it.
You might have some issues with how
You
they go
guys
about
picked it.
But for example, the spotted lanternfly is eating its way through the eastern United
Okay.
States, in part because unlike where they're from,
Chat, why do we wage war against humans when we should just wage them against bugs? You know what I'm saying, guys? Like, why are we deploying people to the Middle East and Eastern Europe? We can just eliminate bugs together. We can save the planet.
we don't have the species of wasp that targets them. There's a wasp for
Bugs are more useful. Are you an artificial intelligence?
everything. It's
Hello?
crazy. You know those moths that eat through all your clothes in your
Yes.
closet? There's a wasp for that. You can buy them.
Whenever-
They come in
whenever-
packs of
whenever
like
plug-
12,000.
Oh!
And once the moth eggs are gone, they're gone too. Your clothes won't have any holes, but you'll be wearing the tiny dead bodies from a great battle.
Chat, should I buy 12,000 parasitic wasps and release them for you laugh you lose? Let me know in the comment section down below. What the frick, man? Being a real life creature sounds terrifying, bro. You guys learned something? That was traumatizing.
1 minute later.
What is this? What again? Mimic a parasitic wasp? Okay. POV, you're a parasitic wasp. What am I doing, bro? Guys, let's be honest. That was literally what happened for 11 minutes in that video. Chat, do not compare me to this.